Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you came back. We've been off trail for a couple weeks for one reason or another. First, it was we had a big old fire south of here, the apple fire, which the air quality up here in the mountains was just horrendous, so we didn't hike during that time. Right about the time they got the apple fire under control, we started spiking temperatures in Southern California. We got like up to 108. But it was the humidity that was killing us, because it was getting up to, now you guys are in Texas and south are going to laugh at me, but it was getting up to 40%, and yeah, I'm just not interested in doing that. So today we're hiking the Cougar Crest Trail, headed for Bertha Peak, W6 CT-054. Haven't been up here before. We're on the trail right now, and I think further up we meet the PCT and then hit an access road and get to the actual peak. Today we're not doing VHF, we're solely doing HF, and I'm taking up the band springer with the Elecraft T1 tuner. The reason for that is I haven't had much time on that antenna, and eventually I'd like to be able to tell you guys if I like it or not, and I only got about 4 or 5 activations right now with it. So I want to put some time with the antenna, so it doesn't sound like I'm talking out my ass when I finally do the review. So we're going to get up there and set up, and hopefully make some contacts. The hope is we're going to run everything from 10 on up to probably 40 meters. The band springer is a random wire, and so it tends to, it's been my experience, it tends to really work great in the 15, 17, 20 area, and then I've noticed it's okay in the other bands. So we'll see what happens. Let's get out of here and get going. So before we get started here, let's kind of just look over this setup I've got. Again, we're using the band springer. The band springer is basically a random wire that's configured like an inverted V. That means you're going to have to figure out how you want to secure it, guy it up. You're either going to come up and use a guying kit, or you're going to have to find something that you can strap the mast to and then run the inverted V. It also has a counterpoise that runs along the ground. So what we've done today, behind me here, we've got the Mini Tactical up. That's like 19.5 feet tall, going to the far end of the band springer over there. We've got, you can't see it on film, but we've got the counterpoise running back to our station here. Now the one thing, and we'll talk about this when we do a more thorough review of the band springer, where this leg of the antenna comes down is where you're going to operate, okay, because it pretty much has to go right into the tuner. Now today I'm using a T1 Elecraft tuner. You guys, lucky guys with the KX3s and KX2s, if you've got your tuner installed, you don't need it. It's the same tuner, so you're all ready to go. So what we got here is the FT817ND into the T1 tuner, and then I'm also running the patch cord into the accessory plug in the back of the 817. And what that actually does is it helps memorize the frequency, so you don't have to retune. It automatically will go to a previously tuned configuration when it detects it's on that band. That's kind of nice. Okay, so this is a setup. So we're going to give it a shot today. Like I said, we're not going to run VHF today, only because I really want to use the snot out of this antenna setup and really get a good feel for it. So I'm going to pretty much be up here all day. The wife ran off with the daughter doing mother and daughter stuff, so they kind of turned me loose, gave me my allowance, said have fun. They're checking on the APRS every once in a while to make sure there's movement. I don't know that they really check it all that often. So let's get going. Let's see what's going. I'm kind of up here early. It's 10 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, and I think I wasn't going to activate up here until like 11 or 12, but heck, I'm going to just get going, bounce around the bands. And this morning we had a Fluxus 70, we had a K of 1, and A of, don't quote me on this, I think it was a 3 or a 4. So we'll see what's out there and get going. Unfortunately, the following 20-meter contacts weren't recorded. N0ZD, K8LWG, WB0CFF, AC1Z, VE7HI. So we've come around the bands twice, and then my digital recorder overheated. It's not that hot, it's 80 degrees, but it was out in the sun. It's a black case, and all of a sudden it just faded away. So for everybody that contacted me on 20 meters, thank you. I'm sorry I didn't get you recorded, but you're in the log, and I guess that's all that matters. So again, it's really hard to do side-by-side comparisons when you're doing SOTA activations. I mean, it'd be neat if we had A/B switches up here and set up two identical systems, but that's just impossible. Every setup's different. Like for example, today my reports seem to be down a little bit compared to the band hopper. But that being said, I'm set up now right next to a bunch of heavy timber. I don't know if that's attenuating it down. The band conditions, you know, we had a small solar wind go through here not too long ago. They may not be all the way back. So it's really hard to tell. But so far, I made contacts on every band I tried except one. I got out of control with enthusiasm and I tried 10 meters. And I guess 10 meters QRP right now is, well, you know, so it didn't happen, but that's okay. I made contacts on all the other bands, and I feel pretty good about it. So again, I'm trying to get some experience with this antenna setup, and then I'm going to be a little more comprehensive of a evaluation on it, so I don't want you guys to think I'm just skirting over it. I like the whole idea of the system very, very much, because it means I don't have to move. I don't have to bring the antenna down to change bands. I'm not sure about the performance yet. I think it's there. I'm just not sure it's up to the band hopper. Being QRP, losses freak me out. So the one nice thing about this is we don't have a lot of loss in our coax or feed line, because I'm running 2 feet of feed line. The trade-off is I'm running it into a tuner, and there's got to be some loss associated with that circuitry in there, minimal I imagine. But again, we're also up on a different mast. I doubt that makes a big difference. The 7000 HDS is a 23-foot mast, and this is a 19.5-foot mast. And so I'm not really sure I'm convinced that's much of a big deal. All right, gang. The next activation, what I'm going to try to do on September 2nd, I'm I'm going to try to head down to San Diego to Mission Trails to Coles Peak down there, do a night activation VHF only. The reason I'm doing that is because there's a lot of discussion about new upstart soda activators. Can you do a VHF only activation? And I would say yes, but there's conditions to that. So again, thanks for coming over the channel. Wow, I'm getting close to, well, when this was recorded, close to 300, man. I'm freaking out, man, but I love doing this, and I hope you guys are learning something and having a blast. But this is a killer view up here, looking out over the San Bernardino National Forest. Hope to God this doesn't burn this summer. Seems like everything else is, so that's an awfully pretty forest to burn. Still getting a lot of smoke up here. I don't know where it's coming from. You know, it could be drift from Northern California. Could be that we got 3 fires that are kind of smoldering right now. We've got the Apple fire just south of here. We've got the Ranch fire just north of here. And then we've got the Lake fire up in LA County. And those things burnt through heavy timber, so those things will be smoldering for months. So I'm going to get off the mountain, head home, get a nice drink on the way, and see what the wife's up to. She probably left me a bologna sandwich and a note, so oh well. Take care, guys. Thanks.